Y'all, hey, welcome back to my channel. Thanks so much for stopping by. Y'all, I want to do a video today that I've been thinking about for a while, but I keep putting off. I'm like analysis to paralysising myself on this because I want to talk about my SuperNote tablet. And I don't know why I'm so nervous. I'm never nervous talking to y'all, but I'm nervous right now. So I tell you what, y'all go ahead and like this video. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already and hit that notification bell so you can keep up with the shenanigans. I'm going to get my wits about me. I'm going to get set up on another camera so that I can show you the tablet while I'm talking about it. And we'll get into this thing and talk about the tablet. All right, so give me just a second. All right, y'all, I'm all set up. I'm trying to calm down. Let me tell you why I'm so nervous. One thing is I'm trying not to make this video like 100 hours long. So I'm trying to be like organized and get all my points together in my head. But I'm going to just go ahead and jump straight to the point of this whole thing. I love my SuperNote. This is my daily driver tablet. I use it literally every single day. And I don't use it for everything, but the things that I use it for, I absolutely love it for. So that's what I want to talk to y'all about. So I tell you what, I'm just going to take you through sort of my daily workflow and I don't always do the same things every day on the tablet. So I'm going to take you through my workflow on this tablet. I'm going to show you how I use it. I'm going to show you why I feel like it's the right tablet for me. But I'm not going to tell you everything about the tablet because, for one thing, I don't use all of the features that the tablet has. So it would be disingenuous for me to be like, oh, and it does this and that, and it's got a flux capacitor and all of these things that I don't do. So I'm just going to show you how I use it, why I feel like it's valuable for me, but feel free to ask questions. Like if I say something and something pops to your mind, just drop it in the comments. If I answer the question later, that's fine. But if I don't answer it, I'll see your question in the comments and I'll come back and answer it later. So let me get into this. Like I said, this is my daily driver tablet. So the SuperNote is an e-ink tablet, and I'm not going to get into all the specs because I did an unboxing and like a first impression and talked about all those things. So I'll link that here. You can go back and look at that. But it is an e-ink tablet, and I got the A5X, which is the big one. And y'all, here's the other reason I'm freaking out, because I use this for my notes, for my vlogs. So I had to use something else for my notes. So I'm like all freaked out about that. So if you're like, why do you seem so scattered? That's why, because I took notes on something else, but I just don't feel right about it. So let's get into this. Like I said, the SuperNote is my daily driver tablet. Now I have a bunch of other tablets. I have iPads, I have Kindles, which, I mean, well, I guess I was going to say you can't write on. You can write on the Scribe. I have that one. So I have Kindles, I have books, tablets, and I use all of those for different things. But this one I use every single day as sort of my daily planner and to keep me organized. And that's all that I wanted it for. So I looked for a tablet that did those things and did them well. I didn't want a tablet that I could read on because I read on either my Kindle, my Nook, my books tablets. I read on one of those. Often I read on my books tablets, and I love reading on my books tablets. But I don't really like taking notes on the book. I'll take notes in books on the books tablets, but I don't ever even for a millisecond think to grab a books tablet if I just want to like jot down notes about something. That's what I use my SuperNote for. So I wasn't looking for an all-in-one tablet. I wasn't looking for a tablet where I could download other apps to do other things because y'all, if you are, this is not the one. When I got it a year ago, well, 10 months ago, the only app you could download was the Kindle app, and now there's some other app. I don't know what it is. I looked today, but I was like, I literally don't know what that is, so I didn't download it. But I'm absolutely certain that I will download it and I'll play with it, and I'll probably still have no idea what it does. But all I wanted this for was organizing, note-taking, those kind of things. And for me, for my purposes, it is fantastic for that. I don't draw. I'm absolutely not an artist. So there are other tablets that I think, like the books tablets, and I think even maybe the, not SuperNote, the Remarkable, I think have better pens, I almost said sensibility. That's not the right word, sensitivity. So if you're drawing like shading and doing those things, those other tablets are better. This is a black and white tablet. So if you're an artist, this probably most definitely is not the tablet for you, but I'm not. Like, I draw stick figures. So it's all good that way. So you know what? Let me close it back and let me open it over here where y'all can see. So this is, I got this for my birthday 10 months ago. So I think I'm sure I've already said that I love it, and I do love it for what it is. I'm going to push y'all back just a little bit so there's no shadow. I do love it sort of for its purposes and like qua tablet. Like, I like it just specifically as a tablet, but I do have some affection for it because the intern bought it for me for my birthday. And y'all saw if you saw the unboxing, I got the folio and I got 2 or 3 of the pens. They don't come with it, but like that you can buy to go with it. This is none of those, but I have well, we'll get into that. One thing I do want to point out is one of the pens that I got that the intern bought me to go with it was the Lamy Safari, which is a big old honking pen. I don't even have it here with me. It's upstairs somewhere, but it's a big pen. So this is the Safari folio. It's the one with like the big old loop that goes with the Safari pen, but I got this aftermarket pen that I love. Y'all remember the Dr. Grips pens? This is one of those, but it's one of these. It's an EMR thing. Can y'all see that? Is that focusing? So, but it fits in the loop nicely. And I love that these have loops. You don't have to worry about trying to magnet your pen to the thing, because when I do that, they always fall off, even if it's like a good strong magnet. So I love that. So even this one, where like it just kind of hangs in there, it doesn't like fit perfectly, I still like that. So let's open. Now this is a smart folio. So when you open it, it opens back to whatever page you closed it on. So when you close it, of course, it turns it off, puts it to sleep. You open it, it's right back to your page. So like I said, I want to talk about how I actually use this thing every day. So you can see today is the 2nd. And this is one thing that I use. Oh, hang on. That glare. Hang on. Let me turn off that light. All right, let's try that. Sorry, y'all. It's rainy and overcast outside. In other words, it's freaking summer in Minnesota. So the only light I have is overhead light. There's no light coming in through the windows. So it just is what it is. Anyway, so here's one thing that I absolutely love about the SuperNote, and it's this interactive planner. This is a free one that I just got off the internet, and here's how I use this. This is today, and I'm probably showing y'all entirely too much about my life, but I start every day. I get up, and I think I may have already done tomorrow. No, I didn't. I've added something to Thursday, but I start every day. I just write down over here what I have going on. So like 4 to 6 this morning was planning, 6 to 7:30 I was teaching, 7:30 to 8 or 7:35 to 8:35 I was riding the bike, 9 to 9:45 I was teaching, and then I was doing other things. And I do that every day. You can see like we can flip back through. Yesterday was a little bit busier, but things that are time bound in my day, I write over here in my schedule. And you can see I just completely ignore the hours in the schedule. I just like throw in my times. And that helps me to be able to actually like see what I have going on so that I'm not freaking out, like trying to figure out how I'm going to fit different things into my day. I just write them down. So I write down what I have going on, and then you can see, like yesterday, over here I wrote down things that I had to do, and then I can go back and look at, if I want to see my week at a glance, those are linked up here. These are all hot links, so I can go back to my year at a glance. So like if I want to see, I don't know, my birthday week, there's my birthday week. So I can go to that week. Y'all can see all the things that I have planned for my birthday week. But so you can skip to there. Over here, it's got quarters, and all of these are hot links, which I love. So you can skip around between quarters. You can skip to months over here on this side tab. So this is, and like I said, this is just a freebie planner that I found on the internet. And I tried to find kind of a more sophisticated, like fancy one. I had this one last year, like obviously last year's version of this one last year. And I was like, oh, I want to get a fancier, like I want to do a different one this year. And I looked around at different ones, but I just really liked the setup of this one. And I like the fact that, so I'm back on today's date. And look, from here, if I have a lot going on today, I can click this notes. If I click more from notes, I go to this page that allows me to write more notes. And you can see it's today's date. You see up here at the top, it's got today's date. So I know that whatever notes I write here on today's date. And if I'm like, oh, you know what? While I'm thinking about it, tomorrow I need to do blase blase. So I can skip, I do a single finger swipe, which you can change that to. You can do a single finger swipe or a 2-finger swipe. I do a single finger swipe to turn pages. So you can go to the next day and add notes there. So I love that. Now I can go back to, if I click down here, I wasn't sure that was going to work. I don't know if y'all saw, but down here, there's like a little back arrow. So it takes me back to where I was. I can do a reflection, and you can do things you're grateful for, the best thing that happened today, or a daily log. Y'all can see I'm great at these things. And again, I clicked 2 times. There we go. That arrow takes me back. And I love that there's a single click that'll get me back to my today, like today on my today page, so to speak. And then there's an all notes. Now, I love this one because this is where I actually write notes. I don't write notes on my like single day page because there are very few notes that I need to only access that day. But see this page, note this page. Now, if I go back to today, I don't know why I'm going into all these details on this specific calendar that I use, but if I click that same all notes from tomorrow's page, it takes me to this page again. So this is where I actually list things that I have to do. So like if I have running tasks, I list them here because I can get to them from any day in my calendar. So I love that. So I'm already completely in the weeds about the calendar, and we have so much to talk about. So see, y'all, this is why I was so freaked out. So I keep this beside, like it literally sits beside me on my desk, and you can see it's a little bit, well, let me show you up here. It's a little bit thick. And especially in this folio, it's really kind of a little bit thick, but I don't care. It doesn't matter to me. Like it matters to me 0%. So it sits like this on my desk. I don't know if that's focusing, but it sits like this on my desk beside me so I can just jot notes on it like through my day. Now this, like I said, this is the A5X. The A6X is smaller. It's like y'all remember back in high school when they told us to take shorthand and because you would have to have that to survive in the real world when you grew up? That along with algebra and physics. Anyway, the A6X is about the size of one of those like steno notebooks. So if you wanted a smaller one, which I didn't, I'm a bit of a size queen, I'm not going to lie, but that one like you could kind of have sitting in front of you like with your computer there while you're working. So I keep mine off to the side because it's a little big for that. But anyway, it's like the size of like a spiral notebook, like notebook paper size. Anyway, it's a little bit thick. I don't care. And like I said, I use this Dr. Grips. Did I tell you I use the Dr. Grips pen? This pen here, let me show you here. I love this pen. Now I had, in every other tablet that I write on, I use a really hard like iridium nib replacement thing for my stylus. This one, I have the one that actually came with it. It's a little bit mushier, but I like it to write on this tablet. So this tablet, and I talked about this before, and I wasn't going to get into the weeds on this, but it has a bit of a softer screen that you write on with a little bit firmer of a nib. So when you write on it, it kind of feels like, you know how when you first start a new like spiral notebook, that first page, like that feel of writing on the first page of a spiral notebook, that's what it feels like when you write on this tablet every single time. And y'all, how is that not fabulous? So with this sort of fine, harder nib, it's like writing on a new tablet with either a thin gel pen or a really sharp pencil. So I know I just got excited by that. But anyway, so I love it. That's the feel of writing on this tablet. Now, it does not have an eraser. The other, you can get the pens with the smart button and you can do like an eraser, or you can do an eraser on the end. Let me show you why I do not care. This tablet has a 2-finger erase feature. Look, if you hold down 2 fingers, you can swipe and erase. I got to write that back because that was like real information. I love that. That's really the only way that I erase, and I miss that when I use other tablets. Like I took notes for this vlog on my iPad, and I had to remind myself how to erase using an iPad because I do 2-finger erase all the time. I love that. So I do not miss having an eraser on this stylus at all. So when you write, it has a little bit of give, like I said, like that brand new notebook. Love that. So, all right. We talked about the planner. We talked about hot links. Let's talk about this. So there's this side menu. I call it like my swipe down shortcut. I don't know what it's really called, but from absolute, I mean, it's like it's hardwired on the thing. So absolutely anywhere that you are in the tablet, if you swipe down on the side, you get these options. And y'all, I use this all the time. You have quick access here to notes, notebooks, whatever it is. So I'm going to show you, hang on. Let's go to, I use this to plan my vlogs. So this is the plan for the last vlog that I shot. So if I double tap the bottom, you see down here, it shows me the name of the vlog, of the note. It's 4th of July recipes, and it's 2 pages. You see I'm on page 1 of 2. Anytime you're anywhere on a page in anything in this tablet, if you're like, what am I doing? Where am I? It's super easy to figure out where you are, what note you're in, what notebook you're in, what page you're on. Love that. So I can click here to turn pages, or I can swipe to turn pages. There are lots of ways to navigate around this thing. One thing that's really fantastic about the SuperNote, I feel like they do this better than anybody else, is this toolbar across the top. You can see here are my different pens, and you can set those up. You can set, like I love writing, of course, with this fine pen. I think they call, what do they call that one? Needle point pen. Well, I even just love the name of that. But so you set these up. There are my erasers, my highlighters, my lasso tool. Here are it recognizes layers, so you can do things in layers. That's here. This is backwards and forwards. But anyway, we're talking about see what I mean? I get so excited. But so the toolbar, I can make it go away, make it come back, or I can move it around. Look, I can make it floating, or I can have it on the side. Now, if you're a lefty, you're going to want it on this side, right? Because you don't want to be like, I can't even pretend, I'm so not a lefty, I can't even pretend to be a lefty, but you don't want it over here where your hand's going to be dragging on it, right? Or, y'all saw the floating toolbar, right? You can have it across the bottom. Oops. You can have it across the bottom. So love that. I have to put it back at the top because I can't be having it floating all over the place. From here, so I have the little 3-dot menu up here where I can control what happens. So this is just a note, right? This is a note that I've created. So I can easily manipulate the pages within my note within this note. I can see the pages that I have. I can, and this one obviously only has 2 pages, but y'all, if you have like a 15-page note and you're like, they're all out of order, I need to move things around, or if you're like, oh wait, I want to move this to the 1st page and I want to move the 3rd page to the 9th page, you can do all of that from that screen. You can insert pages, so this will let you stick in a page before or after. So obviously you can do all of those things here. Here's what I love. Quick access. I love that the SuperNote lets you jump around between your different documents. They're so easy to find here. So here's where I can add links to have it come up over on that like quick swipey menu. And you can see I've got the current page linked, right? And I can remove that here. So now it's not linked at all. Or I can add a link to the current note. So when I swipe down over here, that's right there. You see? Or if I remove that, if I swipe down, July note or July recipes is gone. So, well, what if I do that, right? What if I get out of there? Let's go back to my calendar. And now I no longer have a link to that July recipes. And I'm like, oh, I need to shoot my vlog. Now what do? Oh, easy peasy, calm down. I can go to files and just go to notes here and I can see all of my notes. So I try to stay organized, y'all. I know. Take a second, roll your eyes at me. So I have folders in here and I have all of my vlog notes inside a folder. Didn't I say I was just going to do daily workflow and now I'm like all up into other stuff? This is why I was so nervous. Let me just talk about this and then I'm going to get back out and talk about daily workflow. So, well, this kind of is daily workflow because this truly is how I use this device. So I have all of my past vlog notes in a file folder, right? So that they're not just all jamming up that folder where I have my vlogs or where I have like my current vlog notes. So I'm in like if I go back to my notes, you can see like here are all of my notes. Well, there's my FtDanielleReads file folder. Within there's my past vlog notes file folder, which a bunch of these need to go into it. All right, so I'm not all that organized. But it's super easy to be organized because look, all I have to do is I can do this. Look, you see that little check mark? That's clicked. Let's do, that one can go. Oh, that one can go. Kobo can, all, y'all. How many of these vlogs have we already done? May reading, that can go. Y'all see on here vlogs that I have coming up. Quit vlogger stalking me. So let's move those. So I'm going to move those to past vlog notes. Click. Tell it okay. And now they are moved. So, and it shows me where they've been moved to. So now if I go back to here, there's still a whole bunch of stuff in here, but it's not quite so much. And y'all, that's truly how I use this thing on the absolute daily, is to keep up with my daily schedule, right? That I am able to, lay out daily what I have to do. And then my notes on what I'm working on. Now, I keep notes like this one. My class schedule, I have in here just on a PDF so that on any given day, I also keep my students' homework in here, which on any given day, they wish that would just go away. But on any given day, if a student's like, oh, hey, can I move this class to there? Or can we do this then instead? Instead of trying to be like, oh, hang on, let me think. There is no hang on, let me think. I just grab my tablet, pull up that document and I can see what I have going on where and whether or not I can move things around. So that's super helpful. There's one more thing that I want to show you, and this is new and I love it. It is to-do lists. So you can see it's on my swipey down menu, which, by the way, swipey down is that like quickie menu. Swipey up refreshes the tablet. Love that. So let's talk about to-do lists. I need to get better. There are so many things on here that I need to get better about using. Like I said, I'm trying to be honest and like show you how I really use this thing, but this is slick. So I can go in, you see there's a calendar. So I can go in and add things on any given day on my to-do list. So let's say tomorrow, I'm going to add something for tomorrow instead of today. So it's showing me that it's July 3rd. And I'm going to enter task, and I'm going to write down here. And y'all, I'm trying to write around the camera that's sitting right here. So if you're like, why is she writing like that? That's why. So I'm going to say post vlog. Watch this. Recognizes my handwriting. So I'm going to add that. And it tells me tomorrow I need to post vlog. So you can see for today I have shoot vlog. I needed to edit a description a week or so, a couple weeks ago. And look, one thing that I really need to get in the habit of using on here is lists, like to-do lists, because there are things that I do over and over again, and it's like the same process of steps. And hang on, let me just show y'all. I know you'd believe me if I just told you. I don't know why I always feel like I have to prove things to people, but let me just show you. Probably going to embarrass myself doing this, but it won't be the first time. Let's go back to Sunday and look. I had a video going up, so I had to do thumbs, descriptions, and tags. Let's go back to Sunday the week before. Oh no, it's 2 weeks before. Edit, thumbs, descriptions, and tags. Sunday in between. Edit description, edit tags. Apparently I'd already done my thumb, but y'all, it's the same thing. I live such an exciting life. It is the same thing over and over and over again. So if I made a to-do list, right? If I made a to-do list of those tasks, I could just use that instead of rewriting it over and over and over again, Sunday. So if I make a new list and call it Sunday, if I make a new list and call it let's see if it reads that. That's horrible. Sunday edit. See what it thinks that is. That edit's not going to work. Ooh, Sunday edit. All right, so let's create a list called Sunday Edit. And now, so you see the list came up over here, and now I can enter tasks on that list. So let's add, I have 3 things I do Sunday. Oops. Thumbnail. Could have capitalized that. Y'all, this handwriting, seriously, if you worry about it not recognizing your handwriting, have no fear, because holy cow, the chicken scratch that's coming out of my hands right now. All right, so thumbnail, description, and tags. That G is not going to fly. Holy moly. Okay. All right. So we now have a Sunday edit lists, Sunday edits list, and now Sunday, I can just go in there, check those off, and then Bob's Your Uncle list is done. And now y'all watch what happens. When I check off tags, look, it doesn't delete it, it just checks it off as done. So I can do my task every week and then go back, uncheck them, and look. Now, this is not like I wouldn't do this for this list, but you can go in and you can change your description. You can date things. You can move them up and down. You can trash can them. So this is really, like, I really need to start using this more, but love that in here. Y'all, I did what I said I wasn't going to do. We're way in the weeds. We are like an hour into this thing. So I don't think I'm going to say much more, except that I love the SuperNote. I seriously use it every single day. I love that I can pin notes here so that I can jump to them quickly. And let me show y'all one more thing. Let me get out of here. I don't know why, but I always go back to my planner. I guess because that's like, I have it sitting on my planner on my desk. So I feel like that's like my home page. But, oh, okay. Here are some, I know we talked about these before, but here are some things that I love about this. Like, look, you can star something. Like if I say shop, and then let me see if I can make a star good enough here. It has to recognize, there we go. Now look, if I go to this little menu up here and go to annotations, and look, it says show star. If I click that, it's going to show me everything that I've starred. I got to click it like I mean it. And look right here. That's what I just starred right there. Look, and now I can click on that and it'll take me to the page. So stars are a way that you can jump around in between your notes. So if you have something important in your note and you star it, and then you go back here and say, show me all my stars, it'll show you all your stars. You can use keywords. So you go in and you put in words that you want to use to tag things. So I think that's what the Remarkable uses as tags. This is keywords. So I'm sure that I already have things in here as keywords. Let's see if it works in the planner. So I lasso a word or whatever, like a sentence, a section, whatever it is. And then, yep, good. K comes up, and let's say I keyword it. There we go. And now that should come up. Yep, under keywords. So it takes me right there because I've tagged the shop with the keyword table or tablet or whatever that was. So you can tag things, but SuperNote just calls it keywords. So there are navigation tools built into the SuperNote that help you move around between your notes and help your content, notes, notebooks, files, anything, helps you organize them so that you can move around betwixt them more easily. There's a table of contents, but I can't get to it from this planner. Oh, that takes me right back here. And then I can go to annotations, and this shows me all of my annotations. So again, like if you jot things down and you're like, where did I write that? What was that? It gives you ways to easily jump around between things. And just a couple of little quickies. You can change how your documents or how your information is presented to you. Like I have the file folders, or what I guess Apple would call like icons or something. You can do it by lists. Or if you can star things, make them like if I star this, and then I want to pull up my starred documents, you can do it this way. Or here's what I wanted to show you. Remember I untagged that July 4th document? Now what if I'm like, I have no idea where I put that. Like, what did I do with that document? I don't know. I mean, I know where it is. But what if I didn't? Then I can search. Searching for July, and it found it. So I used to be really like nervous and keyed up and worried about like where I put things and make sure that I like labeled them and tagged them correctly so that I could always find them. But then like the most liberating thing, y'all, was when I lost a document and I was like freaking out because it forced me to go in and figure out how to find it. And after that, like I wasn't as worried anymore because I knew that I would be able to. It's like when you have my brother-in-law told me this when I was in grad school, and I thought he had stepped outside his right mind. He said, I had a 4.0, and I was like psycho about it. And he said, little sister, the most liberating thing for you and many people around you is going to be the first time you get a B. And I was like, you need to spin around 3 times and spit on the ground because how dare you? And dang it, if he wasn't right, that as soon as I got a B, because once you lose that 4.0, you never get it back, right? So like once you get a B, it's done. You no longer have to worry about always getting A's, like always being perfect anymore. Same thing. I mean, kind of same thing. Like once you lose a document and then find it, you realize that you can find your doc. I don't know why that I put those two thoughts together, but you realize that you can find your document. So you don't, like, it makes you not as psycho about like being as careful about labeling things. I mean, it's still good to label things and put them in file folders and stuff, but you know that if you forget to, it's going to be okay. It's not the end of the world. But all right, y'all, that's it. I think that's all that I'm going to show you, because I feel like I've talked for 35 minutes and not really shown you all the things. So please let me know in the comments, what do you want to know? Do you have an e-ink tablet? Do you use some kind of tablet as your organizational device for taking notes, for reading? What do you use e-ink tablets for? Do you have a question about the SuperNote? Do you have a question about other tablets? Let us know in the comments. What do you have? What do you use? And what do you wonder? If I don't have the answer, maybe somebody else out there does. Y'all, thank you so much for hanging out with me. If you made it this far, we are most definitely friends. So go ahead and like this video, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and hit that notification bell so you can keep up with the shenanigans. I upload food and fitness videos at the beginning of every week with some book videos sprinkled in between. See you on the next one.